Right. Okay. Recording is started. Okay, so far we have seen how do we define the integer variables, float variables, all the primitive different types of primitive type of variables we played with. And now we'll go through this list of contents here. So we'll try to understand java.util.date and also the date format, simple date format, properties class, all that, right? And then we will be trying to understand the date operation first, and date operation by default is not going to display you an appropriate format of output. So to get it properly formatted, we need to take the help of date format and its simple date format, which is a subclass of it. And after these things, we'll also try to understand one more class called properties, how the properties are going to be stored, all that we'll see. Right, so let's begin with the date class. So date is a class from java.util package which is going to represent the current system date. And this class is to be considered as the very legacy class which is there in Java programming since from the very basic version JDK10, and which was providing us couple of methods to do the data retrieval, such as only the day we wanted to know, only the date we wanted to know, only month, only year, all these things. But majority of its methods are deprecated and the alternative is provided in the calendar class. It is also there in the same package java.util, right? So before we go to the calendar class, all that, so let us understand the methods of java.util.date. So first let's write one program, then we'll come back to this theory. Right, so who would like to share the screen? Thirumal? Shrikanya? Who is ready to share the screen? Ahmad, Ishita, Raja Singh. Right, Shrikanya can share. Okay. Let me make you the presenter. There you go. You are the presenter now. Please share your screen. We'll try to write a program and we'll try to understand what all these methods are talking about. Okay. So you can see the blank screen. I mean, are you disconnected? Okay, it has stopped sharing. Okay, no problem. Again, reshare. Just say share my screen again. It will share the screen. Right, we are able to see the screen now. Yes, we are able to look at the Eclipse screen of yours. Good. So go to Core Java Practice and we will create a separate package. You can close all these programs whatever kept open in the editor. Right click on the data IO test. I mean that not, yeah. Right click anywhere on the title bar. You can say close all, it will close all the files simultaneously. So go to the SRC tab and create a new package of your own. Say that com.util.practice. Finish. Okay, in that package, create a new class. Name that as date example1. Date example1. And take that main method also. Okay. Then paste these lines of code in it. Okay, import java.util.date, second one. So it is going to retrieve you the current system date and time. And when you say date.getDate, so that getDate method is duplicated, but it is going to return you the current system date. Run it. Run this program. Let's see what is the output it says. And there you go. It shows you today's date is 14th, right? And also in case if we wanted to know today's month, so what is today's month, all that, then just copy this one more line. There is one more method called as date.getMonth, but I am saying +1. Right, save this and run this. Let's see what will happen with that +1. So it is going to show you the month is 11. Suppose if I don't put +1, it will be showing 10. Why? Because months are getting stored in the date object starting from 0 to 11. 0 indicates the January, 11 indicates the December month. So just try that without +1, what it is going to show you. You are exiting from Eclipse. Why? Don't exit. Cancel that one. Just click, press that escape button. Right. And I just want you to remove that +1. Stay there in that editor. You're not, your cursor is not there in that editor in case it is going here and there. How about other folks? Are you able to see her screen properly? Oh, it's hanging out. Okay, let's go to someone else. So whom do I make the presenter? Thirumal, are you ready? Shita? Ahmad? Shall I make you the presenter? Okay, your net is too slow. No problem. Okay. Yeah, I made Ahmad the presenter. Yeah, please change the what do you call your desktop settings so that we can see the bigger font. Yeah, good. Yeah, keep changes. click on the OK button. Okay, so when you run this program, it is showing you month as 10. Right, so even though you are in November month, which is the 11th one, but it shows you only 10 because it starts storing the months from 0 to 11. Right, so that is the reason to get the accurate month we were keeping that plus one thing. Right, just try to put that plus one. And then take this one, this out to get the year. Okay, we are saying date.get year plus 1900. So let's see what it is going to do. Save this and run this. Always save the program before you launch it. Then run as Java application. It shows you the year is 2016. If I remove plus 1900, what will happen? Save it. Run as Java application. It is showing you year 116. Right? So since this JDK came into existence at the version release 1.0, so during that time they were not considering that new century. It came in 1995. So they did not consider the new, 19th century, all that. So they were just considering only that particular century. So that way it is got built, right? So since it was not considered that previous century, it is showing you 116. If you put plus 1900, then only it will be showing you the current century, the current year, right? So this is what the difference that we need to understand. So put that plus 1900. And one more thing, if you want to display the time, you can say date.getTime. It is going to create you, it is going to return you the system time in terms of milliseconds. So this method is not deprecated, but it shows you the time in minutes in terms of milliseconds, right? So that's how the date object is printing you all that output. Then how do we customize the formatting of dates? So for that purpose, java.text is there package. So in the date format class and its subclass is there. Simple date format will be using that. So first of all, let's try to write one more new example, new program. Call it as date example 2. Date example 2. Copy these two lines inside the method. Number 2, date example 1 you said earlier, right? Okay, you wrote ONE1, okay fine, anything is fine. Number or TWO, anything is fine. Right. Import that java.util.date object. Okay. So save this and try to run this. So we created the date object and we just wanted to print that date object. By default, how it gets printed. So it gets printed like this, which says MON NOV 14, then time in hours, minutes, seconds separated by that colon symbol, followed by the time zone, followed by the current year, all that. Right, so this is its own default way of displaying all that. So now to get rid of this and to display in our own format, Let us create a format object and then apply the formatting on this date variable. So copy this simple date format lines. Copy these two lines and paste there. Let's see what is that output it is going to print there. Import that. Just give me a minute. Okay, so you created a simple date format object here by putting your own formatting values, and then when you ran that format method by passing the date variable to that format method of the date format object, it has got formatted it as per the format you tried to apply there. So you kept double E hyphen double M hyphen double D hyphen double Y. So that way it has printed you the current weekday hyphen November hyphen DD date in two digits hyphen 2016 the year. Right, so that way whatever the more meaningful ways of date formats we wanted to print on our console, so those things we are able to print there. Right? So what is this double E, double D, double Y, all these things are? They are all considered as the various formats of your date format object. So let me give you that, so that what are the complete instructions or the formatting options that we can use while working with this simple date format. Just click this link. Okay, if you go there, you can see the letter, date or time component, what it is, why it is for, all those things. So that way you will be able to take a look at and you will be able to apply those particular formats. Right? So that's how we'll be able to work with them. Right? And if you just scroll little down, there you will be seeing some examples as well. Right? So just go there and check those examples, and you will be able to understand that what each example is talking about. Yeah, examples and date and time patterns, and what is that pattern if you apply and what result you are going to get there. So those are all given there. Right? Just check them. Just copy any one date and time pattern from that example list. Any one, whichever the one you wish to see. Yeah. Right. Copy that and get it into our simple date format object. Just remove that double within double quotes. Double quotes also you remove, because you are copying it along with double quotes, right? Right. So you paste it. Then save this, run this. Let's see what is the output it is going to print you. So HH indicates it is for hour, followed by O clock, AM, then ZZZ you kept, so it is giving you the complete information. If you keep only double Z, let's check that. Go there, save. It shows you EST, your time zone, right? So that way you'll be able to work with them. Right? So just read that those theoretical instructions that are provided there in that link, right? So that you can understand each and every pattern that we can apply with this simple date format things. Okay. Then let's try to understand the date format as well. So right now we work with simple date format, and there is one superclass of it which is called as date format. Let's write one more separate example to understand that. Create a new program, name it as date format example 1, date format example 1. Take that main method as well. And let's create this date variable there, and then let's apply what that date variable as a string will get printed on your console. So copy these sysout lines as well. Later we wanted to verify, import that java.util.date is required. Save this and try to run this. So date format we wanted to apply on this now variable. Now is a variable here. Save, always save the program. Right. So it is displaying you the predefined format of the date object or the now variable as a string. Right. Now take this date format. So simple date format is the subclass of date format, and date format is the superclass of it. And date format is an abstract class which you cannot instantiate it. So you can simply say that date format dot get instance. Import that from the java.text package. Right. So date format dot get instance, this method will return you the instance of that object, and then applying the format method to your now variable by passing that now variable to the format method of it. Save it, run it. Let's see how this date format default instance will get applying that format. This is the default format. So as per your time zone, MMDDYY format followed by the hour colon minute followed by AM or PM. So that is what it gets printed. Right? Then only time instance you wanted to verify, or the get date and time instance. There are three instance methods. So one is the get instance method, the one which you are looking at this example, line number 2. There are two more things. Copy these two more instance methods as well. Right. Control Shift F, save it, and run it. There you go. So only time you wanted to print, then you are using get time instance. Then date and time together you wanted to apply, then you can say get date time instance. So all these three different instance methods of date format are providing you the format of your current date object in these things. Right? Now if you go with your time instance, so time instance is taking three different variants of the time known as short variant, medium variant and long variant. Let's verify them. Copy these three lines. So these are the three different variants they are known as. Control Shift F. Yep. Save it and run it and verify the output of lines 5, 6 and 7. So line 5 output is nothing but the short variant of the time. Line 6 output is the medium variant of the time. Then the last one is the long variant of the time. Right? So in short variant, hour colon minute followed by AM or PM. Medium variant, seconds also added. Long variant of the time instance, time zone is also added. Right? So this is how it is all displayed. Right? So like the way you are using these different variants for your get time instance, You can also use them along with your last instance, like get date time instance. It takes two parameters. Copy them. So first parameter is applicable to your date. Second parameter is applicable to time. So line number 8 output, right, sys out, 8th sys out is trying to, run. So it takes both short date and short time, right? Then the ninth line of output is medium date, short time. Then the 10th one is long date, long time. So all these are the different variants that we'll be able to use with this date format object, right? So are you able to get the output? So far we have seen the format method, how it is formatting, whether it is date format or the simple date format. Now in addition to these things, your date, any string variable is there, and that string variable data you wanted to convert it as a date object. That job will also be done by using your date format object, by using one more method called parse method. So let's try to understand that parse method as well. Let's write a new example, new class, name it as date format example2, date format example2. So I wanted to declare a string variable like this. Date itself, but I am trying to keep it as a string variable. So this string variable, if you look at this string date string equal to some value, it is all there in the medium date, medium time format, right? So to match with that particular string, we need to have a format object as well. So get that object. Copy these lines. So your medium date and your short time format, one object we are trying to create. And using this date format object, I wanted to convert my date string as a date object. So that conversion will be done by using the parse method of your format object. So copy this one line and import that java.util.date. So your string will get converted as a date object, and it requires an exception to be handled. So surround with try catch block. Right. So inside the try block, it is trying to parse it. So if it is not able to do that parsing, it goes to the catch block and prints that respective exception called as parse exception there. Copy these two lines after line 13. So I just wanted to print the original string value and also the parse date object. Right? Save this, run this. Let's see what is the output it prints. Right? So it is saying that it is not parsable date because your medium format takes the month as first. So it should be, instead of 23 NOV, you need to put NOV 23 on line 10. So your EST time zone takes month as the first one. Then it will be the proper medium date object. So now this will get parsed. So earlier one was not getting parsed, so it has thrown parse exception. Now save this and run this. You can see the output, which prints you the original string as well as the parsed date object. Right? So like this, we'll be able to use this parse method also to do the conversion of the given string value into the respective java.util.date object. Whenever it encounters with a bad string value, it is throwing you the parse exception. Right, now let us combine the knowledge of Java IO with this date format things. So let's write one more new example. Date format example 3. date format example 3 and create a date format object like this with the medium date and the short time format. And then I want to keep reading the data by using my buffer reader. I import it. So define the buffer reader object to read the data values from the console. Java.io package it is. You can press Ctrl Shift O so that all those imports will be getting imported at a time. Right, save it and then copy this sysout value. So we are ready with format object and the reader object and we want to read the data. Okay, so this reader.read line is going to cause you an exception to be handled. Surround with try catch. Yeah, keep that sysout also inside the try because it is prompting you to enter some date, right? So your date format of medium date now. See, it is prompting you to enter some date value, then you are going to read it. Swap those two lines. Before line 15 it should be. Correct. And your medium date format will be not as shown in the example. It should be EX example NOV23. Okay. Right. Save this and then delete that line 16. So this is my date string value. I would like to read it by using the readLine method of the reader object. Now go back to your date format example 2 and copy that entire try catch block, line 12 to 19. Copy it and paste it after your string variable. So this will be the nested try block. Paste it at line 17. Right. Control Shift F. Okay. So your date string value is getting formatted there. I mean it is going to get converted there and it is going to parse it. Save this, run this, let's see what it is going to do. So instead of hard coding the value of date string, we would like to read it. So it is prompting me to enter date string on my console. Enter. Enter some date. Yeah, start typing, automatically it will go to next line or whatever. Put some hour, colon, minute, some hour, anything. Which is giving you the parse exception because it is not there in the expected format. Make that console little bigger. Right, drag it. Right. So the date string that you entered is not there in the format it is expecting. It is expecting in the medium date format and the short time format. It is not there in that expected format, hence it is causing you that parse exception. Alright? So go there again, run the program and this time try to give it to the right value. Jan20 comma space should be there. Even if you miss space, it will not going to recognize your format. It will cause you the parse exception. Okay, there you go. It has got formatted properly and is able to parse it. Hence you will be able to see the output over there. Got it? So you can run one with the right value, one with the wrong value. So when you pass the wrong value, it is causing the parse exception. When you enter the right value, it has got parsed successfully. Right? That way you'll be able to play with that. This is how we are able to combine the knowledge of our Java.io with this Java.util. Any questions? Okay. Then let's play with one more class called properties. So we all know that our system is defined with some properties. So let's see how all those properties are organized. So let's write a new program, call it as show system properties. Show system properties and take the main method, new class. Show system properties, take that main method and say finish. So copy this variable, properties p equal to system.getProperties. Copy these two lines and paste there. And the properties is a class from java.util package. So import that. So this class is going to represent you a set of properties which will be saved either into a file object, all that, and this properties class is going to carry some keys and the respective values in the form of a property listing, right? So I just wanted to create a property object P, and then I want to list out all those properties on my console. So for that I am using the list method, which requires the output parameter. So the output here I wanted to show them, all those system properties on my console. So I said system.out. Right, save this, run this, let's see what is the output it is going to show us. So it prints you all your system properties on the console. It says java.vendor.url, sun.cpu, sun.desktop. Make that console bigger. Several properties are there. So all your system properties got printed on your console. Yeah, the vertical scroll bar is attached. So you can scroll up. Using that scroll bar you can scroll up. os.version 10, os.name equal to Windows 7, right? User.country, java.vendor.url, java.vm.vendor. So all these properties got listed here like this, right? So this is how we'll be able to play with. Now, in case if I want to write all these properties into a file, so what is that I can do? Copy these 3 lines of code after line 9. Import that java.io.files output stream and also deal with the exception. You can add throws declaration. Yeah, put IO exception, pick the IO exception. Right. Control Shift F. So on line number 3 you can see a warning. Right. that file not found exception is never used. Press Ctrl Shift O. So we need to avoid the unused import statements. That would be done by using Ctrl Shift O. Save that. So you created a file output stream object with the file name as mysystem.properties, and you are using the store method of your properties object to store all this data into that FOS. Right? So if you keep the cursor on that store method, it shows you the syntax. Store followed by the file output stream object followed by the string. So right now the string argument we are passing it as null. So that string is nothing but the comment string. So you can pass any comments if you want. First let us see without any comments. So for that purpose we made it null, and then we are closing that FOS object. Save this, run this. It will print all the output on your console, as well as it should create a new file for us called as mysystem.properties. Refresh your core Java practice and you can observe that a new file got created or not. If it has got created, please open that file. Mysystem.properties is the file name. Right. Open that. So whatever is listed on your console, all those things are written into your file as well. Right? So here, while writing this file, while writing all my properties data into this file, I wanted to provide some comments also. Right? So go there. So wherever you kept null, just remove that null and put some string value. Remove that null within double quotes. Say that my system properties. Okay. Save this. Again rerun the program and verify your mysystem.properties file. Okay, go back to your mysystem.properties. Your first line got updated, right? So your commented line is added there. My system properties is a comment. Hash is a comment for your properties files, right? So this is how we'll be able to create the properties object, and we'll be able to dump all our properties into a file, all that by using this properties class, right? So one more example I kept there in the PDF. So I'm leaving that example to you so that when you are going to walk through this PDF, so you'll come across that and try to run that example on your own. Let me know if you are facing any issues, right? So that is all for now. Any questions? Any questions, guys? Tirumal, Shrikanya, Raja Singh, Rishita. Okay, no more questions? Okay then, good. So we'll stop here and we'll get connected tomorrow then. Okay, I'm going to upload this PDF. Please download that into your local boxes and we'll catch up and then continuing on to the collections framework. Okay, I'm uploading this PDF for you. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow then, if you don't have any doubts. Okay, good night all.